because he's only pursuing you for sex, his emotions are not involved. And because his emotions are not involved, it's easier for him to just look for the next woman to conquer. Look for the next, the next challenge that he wants to overcome. He can be led by his lust. And I always say it is easier to chase lust than it is to chase love. Okay? Because again, when you're in lust, rejection doesn't hit the same. When you're in lust, you understand, or you start to begin to understand that for some guys, it's a numbers game. If they just hit on enough women, they're gonna get they're gonna get someone at some point. Some men have not developed that perception, but it does exist out there. So regardless, this is what fuels this man to be willing to approach you, even though he's not the right man for you or doesn't have serious intentions for you.
Okay, I tend to get this question so much from women. It's why does it seem like my partner is rushing? It's because most men don't understand the difference between faster and harder. And he just isn't in the moment with you. And what I mean by that is, next time pay attention. Is he giving you actual, deep, focused, intimate eye contact? Because eye contact tells you everything. And a lot of men also tend to think that because you said right there, that means start to speed up, start to go faster. Because they think that's going to get you to the finish line quicker. What they don't understand is, no, it's just that same repetitive motion over and over and over again. Whatever spot you're hitting, tap, tap, tap at that exact same pace. Because all that is going to do is increase blood flow and make everything more engorged, bringing you closer to the finish line. But they don't get that yet. I'm just saying.
So if you meet a guy in a dating app and he tells you he desires intimacy with you, is he only after fun? Ladies, the fact that I even have to do a video on this shows where we're at. Of course. Yes, how about that? Yes, he just wants the cookie. How about that? Yes. Anytime a guy mentions intimacy, physicality, calls you sexy, does these obvious, in-your-face red sign, red flag behaviors that literally just signal promiscuity desire and signal that he's interested in the cookie, and the fact that you don't see them is actually the bigger problem. That's the bigger problem. The fact that he even does this, maybe he gets rewarded for it sometimes. Maybe he doesn't know how to talk. Maybe he doesn't know how to communicate properly for something serious. Maybe he's just a tool. But the fact is that there are going to be some tools. And there are going to be some guys that just talk like this, but the reality that you can't see them is the issue I discuss on here all the time. We need to stop playing games. Because right now this is gameplay. And the fact I even had to muster up myself to do this video, that's the problem. Ladies, yes, they all just want the cookie when they talk anything remotely 1% close to what you just saw.
When should you be physically intimate with that man? This is a question that I get a lot, and I gotta let y'all know I'm your big brother Russ. The answer is simple. You should be physically intimate with that man when he checks off all your boxes, right? You don't want to give it up too soon because you risk being ghosted, you risk being hurt. But if he checks off all your boxes, he respects you, he's planning dates, he's committing to you, he's showing you that he actually has interest in you long term. Then you get to a point where you're comfortable, you feel secure enough, and that's when you're physically intimate. It's up to you. And a guy that genuinely likes you doesn't mind waiting, I promise you. So if he's always leading the conversation in that direction, especially too early on, that's a red flag. But if he's trying to get to know you and he's checking off all your boxes, but at the end of the day, we're all adults, do what you want, but do it when you're ready. Do it when he checks off all.
Ladies, if the man that you're dating is bringing up sex during the talking stages, then you pretty much already know what his intentions are.